There is a new update in the War Thunder today, talking about Men in the Loop. It's a guidance mode for munitions with TV and IR seekers. Quickly going through this page today, I kind of noticed something important that may affect helicopters in a very good and positive way. Basically, what they describe is that there are some missiles that can be relocated. So you start off by firing a missile at one target, and then you can change the direction. You can change the target by selecting it mid-flight, as shown in the video. So it's kind of like a normal missile, like everything else. And as you kind of read through this article, they bring up this point here, where it says that you can do that. You can change the direction from one target to the next, but then in the flight, it will be a very slow transition to the next target. So it's not like immediate. It's going to be able to do that, but it's not going to be as fast as you think it would do it. So that's the idea. But then in this paragraph here, this is the one that kind of caught my attention. It says that it requires a clear line of sight between the munition and the launch vehicle. If terrain obscures the signal will be lost, and the launch vehicle will not receive images, and the missile will be unable to receive commands until communication is restored. However, since guidance is still provided by the missile seeker, loss of communication with the launch vehicle will not prevent it from engaging an already acquired target, meaning that if desired, the carrier aircraft can safely move beyond the terrain after successfully locking onto a target. So I think I understand what this says, but what this basically means is that if I'm in a helicopter and I see a target, I can select the target, lock on it, fire the missile, and I can go hide behind the terrain, I can go hide behind the hill, I can go hide behind any kind of obstruction away from danger. And the missile will continue flying until it actually hits the target. That sounds great. What this basically means is that I'll be able to fly an Apache helicopter or 11.0 BR, helis, and maybe lower, and essentially find the target, fire a missile, hide behind the hill or the mountain, away from danger from the AA systems on the ground, and the missile will continue and hit the target. Let me just demonstrate this in the test in hangar. Okay, so basically what this means to me is you'll be able to fly a helicopter. You'll be able to select a target, fire a missile, go hide, and it will continue on. So I'm out of line, I'm out of sight, and the missile's supposed to continue on and hit the target. So basically meaning that it kind of becomes fire and forget in a way, maybe like 50% fire and forget. You still need to lock on target, fire a missile, show yourself, and then as soon as the missile is out, you can basically go behind cover and the missile will continue on and do its thing. If that's the case, that would be really great, because at this point in the game, let me just go back to the hangar for a second. At this point of the game, the AA systems are so advanced, they're so strong at 11.0, at 10.7 and above, they're already too strong for helicopters to handle, because any helicopter like this one, for example, at 10.3, it has a Hellfire missile. It's a great missile. It's a good helicopter, but the time it takes for the missile to travel across the map and hit the target on the ground takes sometimes maybe 10 seconds. So when you have an SPA system on the ground that can see you for 10 seconds, it will kill you before that missile reaches halfway point. So the helicopters are really not having as easy time as they could. So I'm thinking that's why they're introducing this feature, because the helicopters are not on the same page as the AA systems in the game. So perhaps that's the reason they're including this new mechanic. And if that's the case, if I understand this correctly, if that is how it's going to be working from now on, then that's a really good positive feature for helicopters everywhere, and we should rejoice. So come the next update, we should be able to see that, and I'm going to definitely try that out to see how it does. And I would also say that we kind of have something like this already in the game, but it works in the last couple of seconds before the missile hits the ground. I have had that several times in my games, where the missile continues to travel to the target even after I already went behind the hill and I don't have the direct line of sight of the target anymore, but the missile still managed to hit the target. So there is a portion of that already in the game, but if they're going to improve that beyond that, I'm all for it. So did I understand this right? Did you guys read this article and that's what it means? Did you understand it to mean the same thing as it did for me? Did I misunderstand something? Is that kind of what this article is all about? Anyways, let me know in the comments so I can make sure that I get this right. But it seems like it's good news.